Hi, I'm Angie Christensen from Simply Divine Living, and today I want to show you a really simple way to up-level what you are drinking. Really, for almost anyone, looking at what we drink is one of the first steps we can take in improving our health, because hydration is so important, but also because drinks are where we usually are introducing most of the unnecessary junk into our bodies. We've got the sugar, the artificial sugar, the toxins, the caffeine, all of that stuff that strips nutrition out of our body and that adds all sorts of junk that then our livers and our bodies have to process. But here's a really important thing. If someone tells you just to take out the soda pop or just to take out the energy drinks and we leave a vacuum, we really are setting ourselves up for failure. We need an upgraded replacement when we're trying to improve our health. And the good news is that there are lots of flavored fermented drinks that you can use to replace soda and that actually work to improve your health and still give you that fizzy kind of flavored drink that we want to get. So today we're going to talk about kombucha. Kombucha is my favorite soda replacement. And the reason is that not only does it have a lot of probiotics and enzymes, but here is a key thing you won't find anywhere else. I figured out a way how to make this with herbal tea instead of green and black tea. Kombucha is usually made with green and black tea, but you can do this with herbal tea. And the reason that that is so cool is not only do you get your yummy fizzy drink, but you can put in tons of herbal medicine into your yummy fizzy drinks without any of the negatives of the sugary drinks or the caffeine. It really is a cool option. So some of my favorite herbs that you can put in here are red raspberry leaf. If you grow raspberries, the leaf on those raspberry plants is full of tons of nutrition. It's called a nutritive herb because it has lots of minerals and vitamins and nourishing things in it that boost the body. Red clover is an amazing one. That's a detoxer that will actually help pull the junk out of your body. Lemon balm is from the mint family. It looks and smells a little bit like mint, but has this really yummy lemony smell to it. And it's a relaxant. It actually helps you fight, or I guess we shouldn't say fight, but replace the fight or flight reflex in your body so it eases stress and anxiety, which all of us could use in today's world. St. John's wort is a nervine, which means it soothes and calms your nervous system. It's great for anxiety, depression, exhaustion, and even pain. Echinacea, I'm sure you've heard of echinacea. It's a super gentle immune booster that anyone can use, even kids. And then things like nettle and alfalfa contain minerals. You can actually get a complete mineral supplement from herbs. And when you put all of these together, you can have a soda replacement that's actually nourishing your body instead of stripping it. Isn't that amazing that you can do that? So here's how easy this to do. And just like any fermented thing, nature's going to do 99% of the work for you. This is so easy, okay? So when we are talking about fermented drinks, they work off of what's called a SCOBY, which stands for Symbiotic Colony of Yeast and Bacteria. And here's one of my SCOBY. They are a cellulose compound that the bacteria live in. And so the nice thing is you can put this in your drink and you can take it back out and you can share it and it will grow new ones and it will multiply and you can increase your supply. And this is a particular SCOBY that I have grown to be adapted to herbal tea instead of to black tea. So I'm going to show you how easily, as long as you have a SCOBY, you can make kombucha. So you just need to find a friend with one, or you can even buy them from culture stores, or you can even find them on the classifieds often. And you can take this and make your own kombucha. So one of the cool things about fermentation is how it affects pH, which is what measures whether something's a base or an acid, right? And fermentation always lowers the pH of things. And that's one of the reasons it's so safe. because it lowers the pH below the level that bad bacteria and microorganisms can grow. So this right here is my herbal tea. Okay, so let me show you. This is a fun pH meter. If I stick my pH meter in my herbal tea, okay, so I just made this today. The pH is 6.7, so that's about neutral, right? Not acid, not base. But if I take that and I stick it in this, which has some finished kombucha at the bottom that's been sitting for quite a while, the pH is 2.2. So can you see how much, as that bacteria grows, it actually drops the pH of anything that you're making? And at 2.2, even anywhere under 4.6, the bad bacteria can't grow. So that keeps it really safe. And it also is what gives kombucha its slightly acidic flavor. And you can decide how far you want that to go. So for the process of making kombucha, all you need is some finished herbal tea. So you're going to steep your herbal tea in your just really steaming water. You don't need it to be boiling or anything, just up to a steaming, and then you steep the tea in it for as little as 10 minutes, as much as overnight. It's kind of up to you. And then this was strained, so this is my finished herbal tea. In here, I have some existing kombucha. So you can get some kombucha from the store, or if you don't have any kombucha, you can also use vinegar, because what you're doing is you're adding enough of that finish to drop the pH of your kombucha. When I put this tea in, we don't want it to stay at that high pH. We want to drop the pH enough to help the fermentation process. And so I'm going to take, so I've got a little bit of existing kombucha in there. I'm going to add my SCOBY, and then I'm going to pour in my herbal tea. Just enough to fill the jar. Okay. And then I need to add something for the good bacteria in here to eat. So bacteria eats sugar. It's one of the bad reasons that sugar makes us sick more often, is because when we eat sugar, it promotes the bad bacteria that live in our body. But in this case, we're going to use it to grow the good bacteria. So I have my SCOBY, I have my kombucha, I have my tea, and for 1 gallon of kombucha, I'm going to add 1 cup of sugar. Okay, I just use the organic sugar from Costco. I'm going to put that in there. And then I'm going to put on a fabric top. You can use cheesecloth. You can even use a paper towel and a rubber band if you need to. But this is really important, because unlike our vegetables that are an anaerobic ferment, we want to have an absence of oxygen. With kombucha, you need oxygen. And so you need to have a top where the oxygen can get in. And then once I do this, I just leave it on my counter for a week. And once again, nature's going to do all the work. And the bacteria are going to eat all of that sugar up. So I'm not going to end up eating the sugar. We're letting the bacteria eat the sugar. And after about 7 days, you can start tasting this. And you want to stop the fermentation as soon as you get to the point that it's not sweet anymore, but it's also, you don't want to let it go so long that it turns to vinegar. I've done that on accident plenty of times. But at that point, it becomes a cleaning liquid, and it's not something you want to drink. So as you start tasting it after about 7 days, let it go until the sweet taste has dropped, but it's just slightly acidic, and it's still at a nice pH to be able to drink. And then at that point, we just start this over again. We take this, we strain out all of the kombucha except a little bit that you leave at the bottom. Leave your SCOBY in the jar, and then you can make a new batch. And you take your finished kombucha, and you need to put it in an airtight container at this point. So there's 2 ways really you can do this. One is with flip top jars like this. And this is probably what most people use, because you can get a nice airtight seal. It kind of looks like soda pop. Obviously, I have hot sauce in here, not kombucha. But same jar, same principle. You can put it in here with a flip top lid, because what you're going to do in what's called the second ferment is we are going to be developing the carbonation. So this is one way to do that. Or I like to do it with canning jars. If you have canning jars lids, these kind that have the seal in them, I found you can get an airtight seal enough with these to also get carbonation. So you can do it any type of jar that's going to give you enough of an airtight seal to be able to develop the bubbles. And then we need a little bit of a sugar so that the bacteria, I put that on so tight now I can't get it off. That's funny. We need enough of a sugar that the bacteria can continue to grow so you get the carbonation. So this is the fun place. This is a finished one that's been flavored with mango because that's one of my kids' favorite. My favorite by far is ginger and lime. In the second ferment, I put just slices of ginger and a little bit of lime juice in and like a teaspoon of honey. And then I close this top up really tight so it gets airtight. And in another day or two, it will develop the carbonation. And then you've got a carbonated soda pop substitute that's got whatever flavor you love. You can put any fruit, any flavor that you want in here. And you've got all those medicinal benefits from the herbs. And you've got the probiotics and the enzymes from the kombucha. So it is just a win-win-win all the way around. And it's so simple and so easy. And there again, saves you so much money over buying the kombucha from the store. So it's a great way to up-level your health with just a simple change, replacing the soda pop or even the fruit juice that's in your diet with fermented kombucha made from herbal tea.